what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You're our favorite indeed. Being a pirate is a right indeed. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
God, why do I play really weird games? I don't know, but it's a thing that happens more and more often on my channel, it seems. I played a game called Neighboring Islands last night. It's a visual novel. It's a visual novel about pirates and a pirate adventure. Oddly enough, it's not like hentai or anime. Now, I don't know how big the visual novel industry is for non-anime style things, because it seems that that is kind of like the thing that's in the forefront of the genre more often than not. So I got a code for this one, and I wanted to check it out because I like pirates, and it seemed like it wasn't super anime weeaboo. It's fine if you like that stuff. I mean, I can not hate it sometimes too, but yeah, it's nice to see, I guess, what I would view as something kind of different. And Neighboring Islands is very different indeed. This game is divided into chapters, a lot of these ones seem to be, and this is from my limited experience with visual novels and the like, but yeah, so only chapter 1's out. I went through the whole thing last night for some ungodly reason. It took me about an hour and a half to get through, and to be honest, I kind of really enjoyed my time playing it, and I didn't think I would. Now, let's talk about, like, why I did enjoy it, and let's talk about the reasons that a lot of people probably wouldn't if they played it, because it's not like, it's not a good game, it's not a good story, but it seems like there was some effort put into it, so I have to give some props for that. Like, the writer, who I don't think is, like, native English, he kind of, like, put a lot of effort into the characters, the developments, and the world and everything. A lot of it isn't necessarily good, and it's really hokey and corny, but that kind of adds to my experience in some weird way. Now, I said that I don't think the writer speaks English natively, and my only evidence of that is that it seems like it was a Russian-developed game, and there are a few misspellings in the game, and there's some odd grammatical choices. Like, the writer decided or didn't know, like, if he translated it or something, there are certain times when he won't say, like, the proper start of a sentence. Like, he won't write it out. It'll be, instead of saying, the powder boy, which they refer to this kid that you're seeing on the screen, because I guess powder boy was, like, a thing that was on ships. They managed a gunpowder or something. Instead of, like, starting your sentence off with the powder boy, it would just say powder boy did this, and it's like, that's not his name, that's a description of his occupation, of his job, so that doesn't work grammatically. If you speak English, you know what I mean. So, there's little things like that, but other than that, it's actually written very competently, aside from the couple spelling errors I saw, which were very minor. You know, it was like one letter was missed in a word or something like that, so that's not really a big deal. But it's written more like a book than a lot of visual novels are, and I was very surprised by that, so that was interesting. And of course the art style, like I said, is different. It reminds me of, like, you know when you were a teenager and you were first discovering yourself and everything, and you go on the internet and then you found, like, those very early 3D comic strips that were, you know the ones I'm talking about. Those ones. Let's pretend that we're teenagers again, and we discover the animated comic strips from, like, an ad on Pornhub or something. That's what this looks like. You know the ones I'm talking about. I know you do. Don't try and hide it. They're a thing. Anyways, this game looks like that. Like, it kind of has, like, the same models going for it and everything, so that made me laugh the entire way and added to, like, the hokiness. Aside from that, though, there was effort that was put into, like, the characters, like, how they look and the backgrounds and stuff. and there's choices in the story that affect how things go. There are certain choices that are kind of like the old Goosebumps formula, or like Choose Your Own Adventures, where if you choose the wrong thing, you could die instantly. Like, you can get blown up by cannons, and other really awful things can happen to you. So that was a thing that happened. Right here, I chose to kill this doctor guy because he betrayed us. This is very early on in the game, by the way, so you're not really missing a whole lot. And I realize this is very boring footage and stuff, but I can't make this footage, like, really interesting, so I tried to kind of choose, like, an interesting part of the story, so you at least had something to watch and stuff. But, yeah, it was an enjoyable experience. That shark came out of nowhere. That's a big shark, by the way, and sharks do not work like that, but whatever. That's totally fine. It caught me by surprise and had me laughing. Like, this is such a hokey and corny experience that I think if you like visual novels, or you just want to, like, play something or spend, like, an hour and a half doing something dumb, you might actually like it. Like, this isn't a fake game or anything. There was effort put into it, which kind of surprised me, but it's kind of nice to see, because I love playing weird off-the-wall stuff. Even if the characters all look really, 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 really weird. Like, it's not like a real art style or anything. It's just some 3D renders that seem to have, like, the oil paint filter from Photoshop. Like the older versions of Photoshop. I don't think the new ones have it anymore, because Creative Cloud is terrible. Like, those sharks are huge, and I don't think sharks go to the surface like that very often. Like, if they were eating something, sure, but, you know, that's not quite how sharks work. In fact, I think sharks have to keep moving. Those ones don't look like they're moving very much. Like, I think it's a thing where sharks can't breathe if they're not moving, or, like, whatever you do if you're a fish. Filter oxygen. I don't know the technical term for it, but yeah, like the gills and stuff. I'm 90% sure that sharks have to move, otherwise it doesn't filter properly inside them. But you know what? I'm not playing this for accuracy. I'm just playing it to see what happens, and there's some weird stuff that happens in it, and it surprised me in how much enjoyment I got out of it. So, if you want to get Chapter 1, I'm not going to recommend you do unless you really just have nothing better to do with your life. It's $6. There's a lot of worse things you could spend $6 on. I've played way worse games for less money and more money, so, you know, it's not the worst thing available on the Steam store. And that's the best recommendation this game is ever gonna get. Like, look at all that. It looks so silly, but it's silly in, like, that really corny, hokey way that I just love. This game put a smile on my face, and I didn't expect it to. So it's gonna get a thumb up from me. It's not getting 2 thumbs up or a thumb up and a half. It's getting 1 thumb up. So that's my scoring system, if anyone forgot. I'm gonna keep reminding people because no one even talks about it. Why isn't that scoring system on Metacritic by now? I think it should be. That's a thing that should happen. Metacritic, get on that. Do it right now. Anyways, IAmPattyJack. I'll see you next time. If you want to discuss this game or something, or just talk to me in general, my Twitter's always open, my Discord server. Let's get more people in my damn Discord server, seriously. There's never enough people in there. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.